Michael Myers vs. Ash Williams Halloween Special Stop Motion, October 30, 2020. From the flashback, of course, so Ash Williams was standing to looking down on the grave at the cemetery with the wood in hand when did not actually prepare for the fight because he's going on waiting for the pay who murdered her sister when he was actually a child in 1963 for the first kill. After he was turned into old, even more older, back upon in 2018, Michael escaped from the mental hospital in the Smith's Grove. So, he got his white mask weathered, so he was actually going to stalk him once again. So you saw him the first time that in a flashback in a crossover of Halloween and Evil Dead. So, however late that, I actually used it with the head sculpt of the first figure of Michael Myers. The head was actually put it here with most equipment correction, and the other one, of course, is the second head sculpt was from the second figure. And I put it here in the head and use it with these two hands to put on the head to put on the mask on. So with the black eyes, he can stare at him, and Ash was preparing to ready to fight against the boogeyman. So Ash is looking down in the cemetery, the graveyard of Judith Myers, the death of his sister, was murdered by him, who stabbing in with that butcher knife from the beginning in 1963 on Halloween, the opening scene. So I put with the title called Halloween because I did not make it with Michael Myers vs. Ash Williams Halloween Special because I don't know how to make this, but I made the Halloween title. It's a Halloween Special, so I made it with the stop motion. So I did it for the make it with the sequel to Ash Williams vs. Jason Voorhees. In the recapping of Ash Williams vs. Jason Voorhees in the real ending, known as the good ending, or you want to call it good ending. Well, I actually get with the old filming of the stop motion image, so I decided to recapping of the ending of Secret. Michael Myers was appeared. So I just actually decided to use it with the introduction. But Michael Myers was actually escaped from the Laurie's fortress, such as the house they're using for the training, while she waiting her brother to attempting to kill her, like the 1978 in the flashback. So she and her granddaughter managed to put him in a trap. So Michael does have to escape for the second time from the trap. So his fingers has been shot by Laurie with using with the shotgun. Then he bleeds out, so he got shot on the other cheek, and he falls down to the ground. Got sliced with his hand, and then he gets stuck in the cellar, or you want to call it the basement. So in the ending of the Halloween 2018 in the final scene, but I don't want to have to steal the video from the Halloween 2018 because it was a copyright and I should have never gotten into being arrested for the stolen the footage of the video. So I have to say about this, I can use it for the stop motion, but the opening scene of the Halloween Kills was released on 2021 while the 2020 was delayed. So Michael Myers is escaping from the Laurie's fortress burning in the house, so he can use it with the fire poker to escape and then find a way out, and he get out from the fire from the forest. So he walks in the forest, the dark, from fire, and he had no damage, but his fingers was lost. But he does have it with 3 fingers. He can use it to hold, so there's no one how to find with a badge. And then he was going outside to find the man who were with the chainsaw, which is known as the El Jefe Ash Williams. That's Spanish from the Pablo Olivar Simon. Sorry. And when Jason's dead, but he was still alive, but he got defeated. He was getting tore up by Ash by chainsaw on his chest, so he needs to run away or walk away. Michael goes inside of the cabin and he grabs with the battle axe and he prepared to kill Ash Williams. Well, he was arriving on the battlefield. After Ash was arriving on the battlefield, he saw the Laurie Strode's fortress was burning. So Laurie Strode was planning to put him trapped on Michael so he can burn him alive. But the firefighters was arrived. He attempted to unfire them when Michael Myers was dead. So in the film, Michael Myers killed all the firefighters when he was escaping from the trap. So he's only the one who survives from the fire. So he walks away and walks over from the neighborhood and kill all of them on Halloween. Michael Myers was walking on the city, or you want to call the downtown, but the main streets was actually walking. So there will be no cars, no people, but only the figures can do that, only 1 by 1, maybe 2 by 2, with the fighting crossover with the figures. So so Michael Myers saw Ash Williams, so he decided to need to hunt him down by trying to kill him. But he had 3 fingers before Laurie Strode shoot his own fingers by trying to strangle her. Ash was caught him. He was here and he's trying to cut him up in the head, but Ash dodges. So he grabbed the axe, punched him in the face, and then he actually knocked him over down on the ground. You see the pumpkin was been light up and make itself disappeared, and then Ash was disappeared, so he actually uses his axe was from the cabin, and then he hits Michael on the back. He wanted to fight back because Michael is evil. He can die, but is nothing like a human, but he's becoming a boogeyman who actually hunting down on Halloween. So Ash is using with a chainsaw by trying him to cut off the head. The Ash ones was trying to cut them with the head. So he attached it to his own chainsaw. He dropped it with the battle axe and tried to cut open the gut. And then Michael does have bleed, so his gut never came out. However, Michael Myers is unstoppable killer like Jason Voorhees. So he dodges, and he does have a knife what he brought, so he tried to stab him. He kicked him with his elbow, So Michael tried to kill him once again, and Ash needs to unattach his chainsaw. So he can throw at him with a chainsaw, but Michael dodges and he disappeared once again. So he walks with his legs, but the walking movements was actually very slow because I checked it with the stop motion camera with my old phone, but it looks blurred, but it won't see it. And he put in his hand on the off screen, so Ash shot on the back, but he used it with his own boomstick, used it with his own left hand, and used it with the right hand to keeping targeting to pull the trigger on him, and shot him 2 times, but he shot one missed and he sliced on his arm, and also he was about to try to stab him, but he could try. And the good thing is he used it to his chainsaw, one shot on his eyes, and pushed her way through and removed his robotic hand and attached his chainsaw, while Michael was covering his eyes while he was blind. So he slashes away, hit him in the face, and by the mistakenly is he chopped off in the head, but I accidentally replaced on his hand with the pre-injury hand. So on the left side, right over there in the changeable hand was been the 3 hands only, but only 5 hands when we actually lost. So I changed it because that is the end of the Michael Myers versus Ash Williams. And the spoiler alert is, I was thinking that Pennywise was disguised as Michael Myers. We wanted to try to kill Ash Williams, but to be honestly, I do not ever going to use with the part 1 of the remake of Pennywise, because they have another one of the versions of Pennywise is known as the Bill Skarsgård's It. That was his favorite role. So actually, It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 remake is my favorite because I loved it with the creepy clowns. But when I was a kid, I loved it with the clowns when I was a kid. When I was having a birthday party on March 29, that's before. So I was happy and I was excited. I see the magic tricks. So actually, I'm not scared at all. So I really changed that. I am not gonna enjoy it with the clowns. I watched it with the It from the Stephen King's movie. So I watched the Tim Curry's It from the original, but actually the It remake was better than from the miniseries. And he actually ran away, and I used a quote from the Evil Dead, the Hail to the King of the voice actor before. So the quote about the saying, "Rest in pieces," is the last of the quote. So he ran away from the battlefield, and then the real Michael Myers saw on his body was exactly not real. So his fingers does have the 3, but it looks very familiar. And unfortunately that Michael Myers actually is real because he grabbing with his fire poker, that he was only the one that he escapes, but he doesn't remember. But the real Michael Myers was actually not supposed to get with the axe because only the Pennywise who disguised as Michael Myers, but it wasn't exactly true. So I brought it with the Pennywise, the remake of It Chapter 1 in 2017. So I don't want to use with the part 1, but he does have with the second, third, fourth, 5th version and the chapter 2 figures, so it was. So the introduction scene of Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees versus Ash, known as Michael versus Jason versus Ash, in the introduction till the finishing the recapping of the Michael versus Ash in into the events. So I could use with the voice of Bill Skarsgård from the It Chapter 2, the final scene, so he can using with the dialogue to Michael Myers after he make himself disappeared. So I get rid of with the first of the figure, so I can use with the second figure, so I can use. So that means I could be like it with the second figure, but this one is actually could be better than on the first one because the length. This leg is actually too tall, so it doesn't do straight well. But the second figure was actually okay, but it looks the same. It's definitely could be fine. So from the Freddy vs. Jason, the another actress, which is now the Betsy Palmer, for the replacing of the role of the actress playing as the Pamela Voorhees from the Friday the 13th Part 1, Part 2, when she was actually playing for the role. So that's another from the actress, when she actually play as the Pamela Voorhees in Freddy vs. Jason and Friday the 13th Remake. So in the Freddy vs. Jason, Pamela's voice was looked like the rising again from the introduction of Jason Voorhees from the Freddy vs. Jason 2003. So I actually could use with Friday the 13th again the voice acting of the female of Jason's mother, Pamela. Well, before I have to say this, but it's for another Friday the 13th game, and I really like the figure, so I actually use it with the audio pack. And I'm already done for the making with the audio, so it makes sure it could be more correctly if I do something wrong, but it's fine. But I made this decisionally mistake, so I actually made this a lot of stuff. So I am the good idea how do I make with the stop motion. So today I will be going to make it with the remake of Ash Williams versus Jason and Michael Myers versus Ash Williams on November. So November 5th will be reviewing for you. So I will give you something else, an announcement for this month, and I will show you the stop motion that where it begins. Okay, so don't be shy or don't be anything scared or it's okay. You don't want to need to getting excited to see the stop motion, so don't be sad, don't be depressed, don't be upset, so enjoy the video. Alright, so and that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys want to understand on my video reviewing, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications to see what's on in a new video. As always, I'll see you in the end. Have a good one. And stay groovy.